Hello and welcome. Today we're going to tackle something that so many of us feel, but we rarely talk about it. It's that quiet, nagging stress of financial uncertainty. And look, this isn't about complicated market predictions or anything like that. It's about that personal feeling of not quite knowing where you stand, especially as life moves on, and the future starts feeling a lot closer than it used to. So let's explore this feeling together.
So I really want to start with this question because honestly, for so many of us, the answer is a quiet yes. It's probably not a full-blown panic attack, right? It's more of a nagging worry that just seems to surface in those quiet moments, as you're trying to fall asleep, or maybe on a Sunday evening when you're dreading the week ahead. It's just a really heavy weight to carry around.
And this quote, wow, it just gets right to the heart of it, doesn't it? For most people, the biggest source of money anxiety isn't some single huge catastrophe. No, it's that continuous, vague unease, that hum of not knowing. It's kind of like you're driving in a really dense fog. You can't see the road up ahead, and you're not even totally sure if you're on the right path.
So let's actually give this feeling a name. Let's call it the financial fog. And in this first part, we're going to explore what this fog is really made of, the specific worries that create this whole atmosphere of uncertainty and just steal our peace of mind.
Do any of these sound familiar? I bet they do. These are the kinds of questions that just swirl around inside that fog. Is my retirement savings enough? That's a huge one. Or wondering, how in the world are we going to pay for the kids' college? You might look at your investments and think, am I actually doing this right? Or am I basically just gambling? And underneath it all is that constant fear of the unexpected, right? It all boils down to that feeling that you're just guessing, not really planning.
But living in this fog isn't just a financial problem, it has a real, tangible cost to our well-being. So let's talk for a minute about the psychological toll this confusion really takes on us.
Okay, this is an absolutely crucial point. We often beat ourselves up, thinking, ugh, I should know more about this stuff. But the stress, it isn't really coming from a lack of knowledge. It comes from that deeply unsettling feeling that you're not in the driver's seat of your own life. It's a loss of agency, that sense that your future is just happening to you instead of being built by you.
And this feeling of powerlessness, it often leads to something we can call financial paralysis. It's when the fog gets so thick that you just stop moving. You avoid opening the mail, you put off retirement planning, you don't even look at your bank statements. It's almost a self-preservation instinct, like if I don't look at it, maybe it won't be so bad. But of course, avoidance only makes that fog thicker.
But here's the good news. There is a simple, really powerful antidote to the fog. Let's talk about how clarity can bring just an immense sense of calm. It really is like switching on a light in a dark room.
So here's the thing you have to remember. You don't need to become a financial guru. You don't have to read a dozen books or understand the stock market inside and out. The single most powerful first step is just to get an honest, non-judgmental look at where you are right now. The goal is simply to see. That's it.
This slide just illustrates that transformation perfectly. When you're in the fog, your life is pretty much defined by anxiety, guesswork, and avoidance. But when you step into the clear, wow, those feelings get replaced by control, confidence, and ultimately peace of mind. Your financial numbers might not have changed overnight, but your relationship to them has. And that changes everything.
So how do we actually do this? How do we switch on that light? Well, it's a lot less complicated than you might think. Let's walk through 3 simple, totally manageable steps to find your way out of the fog and towards some real serenity.
Before we even get to the steps, I just want you to take a breath and really let this message sink in. This isn't about some massive, overwhelming life overhaul. The journey to clarity begins with one small, gentle step forward. That's all it takes to start.
Okay, here they are. Step 1, create a snapshot. And I mean gently. Just gather your basic financial info in one place. The key word here is gently. No judgment. You are simply an observer, just looking. Step 2, define enough. Before you get lost in spreadsheets, just ask yourself, what does a secure and peaceful future actually feel like? Is it more time with family? Less stress about bills? Maybe the freedom to travel? Get really clear on the feeling you're aiming for. And finally, step 3, start a conversation. That fog, it thrives in silence. Sharing your snapshot and your vision with a partner, a trusted friend, or a professional can completely break that isolation. It's often the most powerful step of all.
So once you take these steps, what's waiting for you on the other side? Let's finish up by painting a picture of the destination, that incredible everyday feeling of financial peace.
This might be the most important takeaway of this whole explainer. Financial peace has very, very little to do with the number in your bank account.
It's a state of mind. It's that feeling of contentment and confidence that comes from knowing you are making conscious, intentional choices with the resources you actually have.
And you know what? This piece shows up in very real ways. It means sleeping soundly through the night without that low-level hum of anxiety. It's being fully present with your kids or your partner because your mind isn't off somewhere else worrying. It's being able to look at the future and actually plan for it with a sense of excitement, not fear. It's that simple confidence you feel in your day-to-day decisions.
So I'll leave you with this final thought. You don't have to solve everything today. You don't have to have all the answers. All you need to do is decide to take one small step out of the fog and toward the light. What will yours be? Thank you for joining me.